Okay, I think we're live right now. We're going to find out here in just a second because there's a slight delay. Yep, we are. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. This is Kurt. My name is Kurt, and I'm a dad who draws, and this here is our Monday night live stream. And I am so glad everyone's here. I was actually worried there for a second that too many tech issues. So, but we're going to find out how this is working here. Oh, my little buffering is coming up here. Ooh, we'll see what happens. Okay. Hold on here. Let's see here. Is this stuttering video? Yes. I can see in frozen. I can see that sad. Let's see what we can do here. I am going to give this a second. All right, let's see how we do here. Better. Okay, Russell. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot here. If I'm gonna do it, and if it's being recorded on my end over here, so worst case scenario, if the live stream is too buggy, then we'll just upload the full video tomorrow. But at least we'll do it anyways. Russell, if it clears up or if it gets worse, please just say something in the text and in the chat, and I will make the adjustment. Okay? That's what we're going to go with. So, all right, let's get this started. So, my name is Kurt, and I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Monday night live stream. Tonight, we're going to be working on this misty mountain. We had a little vote today whether we were going to do a waterfall or we were going to work on this, and this is the award winner. So, a couple things that before we jump into this, I want to point out is, when you are working with a misty or cloudy situation, you've got to realize that the light is diffused. You know, the light is hitting all those droplets of water and it's diffusing all over. So you don't end up getting the hard shadows. You do get shadows in different areas, but that hard shadow is not always there. So we have to be mindful when we're doing that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. I have my picture in front of me, as you could see. I went ahead and drew a square or a rectangle to kind of keep my picture framed up. I also cropped the picture ever so slightly so that there would be slightly more sky. And then the bottom part there. So let's go ahead and get started. And you know, when we do draw a landscape or anything, I like to approach it with a three-step process, and that's usually gesture. Oh, look at that color. gesture or shape. This goes to volume. And then we go to detail. Okay, so let's start with our gesture or our shape. And when I am drawing a gesture or shape, I'm always trying to hold my pencil toward the back of it. And that kind of keeps it loose. And so first thing I want to do is I'm going to divide my page. So I have more sky than I have down the water. And next thing I see is, of course, we've got this huge rock right down the center here, and I want to be mindful of that. I really like that cropping there. Then down below here, and what I'm really doing here is starting just to put some objects, lightly put some objects in so that I can use those for proportion. I have a big block of pines coming over here on the right-hand side. And then I have right up here a smaller rock, if you could see. So this one is overlapping that. And then I see the back end of the stream back over here coming around the corner. All right. I see the top of the bank kind of like right in there, in the background there. All right, let's come on down here. This big, huge rock here is sitting on something, some earth, and it's kind of coming in this direction. I have a nice big rock in the middle here of the water, the stream. And as you can see, I am drawing very lightly, just to get all my pieces in place. So, drawing shape. There's a smaller one right there. Drawing a bigger one here. Okay, we got that. And then there's one down here in the down here at the base of the tree. We have another one coming over here like this. So all I'm doing right now is just trying to get some feel of where my different rocks are. We have a small one right there. And if they're not perfectly accurate, that's okay. As long as I get an idea where they're going here. Okay, we got one there, and we have another one coming down here. So that's going to kind of finish off that corner there. Just staying very loose. Then I'm coming in here with this shape, and then coming down here with this shape here. And this shape right here, this is another rock. He's kind of coming in there. This is kind of this red rock right there. And it looks like there's a small one underwater there. Okay, let's move up here. Now we've got this tree, and I'm going to simplify this right now. And let's just take a look at it here. I'm staying very light and loose. Just trying to easily put the different pieces in place. And I've got another tree in the background there. I can see it's kind of going all the way up. And we have another one. Now these I'm just kind of guessing where they're at because I can barely see them, but I definitely want to keep them light because they're going to be, I may not put too much value on them because they're way back in the mist. I have another tree back here, and when I'm drawing these trees, I'm just kind of drawing the main trunk that goes all the way up here. Okay. All right, and then in the background, I could see that it's kind of dark over here on the left. So I'm just gonna kind of put a shape over there on the left-hand side. So that basically is that's all my shapes. So now our next step, what we're going to do is take these shapes, and we're going to start to add some surface lines to help bring out volume, to help show roundness. So let's just start over. I'm going to start over here with this rock right there. And as I'm looking at my picture, I can see that he has a bit of an edge. And he's going to come back over here. You see that? And then there's another rock right in front of it. And I'm just going to come in here and keep using surface lines to establish the value of that rock. I do squint down and I can see that there's another slight rock coming out here in front. Okay, I'm just going to indicate that. And then if I squint, the value of the bank of this area here is a little bit darker than the top of that rock. So I want to change my value slightly. And this is going to come all the way down here. Let's see now, this guy's in the water here. So let's get that front edge there. You know, sometimes doing these things is like putting together a puzzle, and you just have to get one piece at a time. All right. And we're going to make sure that this whole thing is toned back, because what is the widest? Where is the brightest? Here's a test for everyone who's watching. Where is the brightest point? What is the brightest point on our picture here? Where is the brightest point? It's an easy question, and you all know the answer. It's that water. That's right. So we want to make sure that water retains the white of our page. We want to honor that little bit of area there. So let's keep going here. Let's then go ahead and add a bit of a tone to this big shape back here, because that's that big rock in the distance there. And then this is going to be, there's a bit of an undershadow here. And as I work out these different tones, the rocks will begin to water. Oh yeah, water. There you go. I thought you were saying, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you drinking water?" No, it's like, no, I'm drinking my tea. But yes, the splashing of the water. You guys win. So here's one deal about drawing something very misty. Of course, you have the issue of atmospheric perspective. And what atmospheric perspective is the amount of water droplets that are floating in the air. And the further back an object is, the lighter or the less contrast it will get, because you have all this water that's in the atmosphere breaking up that contrast. So objects that are closest to us are going to be far more contrasty. So I can show that. We can look at that as an example. Look at this right here. Look at this rock right there compared to, any of these guys way in the back here. You could really see the contrast in shadow there, especially as you keep going back in space. So those are these are things that we want to keep in mind as we're doing this, because that will create the illusion of something going back in space. All right, let's continue on here. So I'm going to move over here now to this rock here. And all I'm doing is looking for places that I can start to keep working my values. All right, so this guy's coming down there. He has another rock right there. You see that? Bottom of it is going to be much lighter. And when I'm drawing the bottom of that rock, I'm thinking of water. Almost I'm drawing the negative shape and allowing the water to jump up at it. Adding some texture here. Okay. Let's get this. Now this guy is a very smooth rock. He's in the water, but yet this little side of him is a little bit more in shadow. So let's make sure we honor that idea. And then there's a rock behind him, and I'm just gonna start using surface lines to indicate the water going over some of these rocks. Okay. Where am I here? Okay, got it. Yeah, so a lot of times when you're doing this stuff, you can end up getting just a little bit lost. So you want to keep coming back, looking at the big picture here. All right, this is where the most turbulent of the water is. Okay. Now let's look at this closely here. This is the one area that I'm looking. I'm looking at this little area right there. Okay. And as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is happening here that gives the illusion that that water is going over a little bit of a waterfall right now? And so this is what I'm thinking. I'm trusting what I'm seeing and not I'm trusting what I'm seeing and not what I'm thinking. So look at this. This part has a light value. Then you get a darker value here, and then we get a bright white spot right there. You see that? So I want to capture that. Okay. So let's see if we could do that here. So that's gonna be the widest. Then it's gonna be dark here. And then it's going to be light up here. So let's get some of this value in here. And sometimes to make something really, really pop, in order to make something look brighter, sometimes all we have to do is darken the areas around it. So let's see this. Let's get this rock in here in surface lines. Okay, now let's look at this here. Okay, and then we got a little bit of splash down up there. what I'm doing here is really trying to separate my values. We talked a little bit about the organization of values the other day. Okay, so the water is going to be darker over here. Yep. Tone this rock in here. Ooh, this is... Upon inspection of this picture, I thought, oh, this is a breeze. But it is... It's challenging, to say the least, to get all your kind of values right. Okay, I'm squinting a little bit here. Okay. All right. Trying to really pay attention to where those dark values are. All right, I got this guy here. He's pretty... All right, so we get some value over here. I keep squinting my eyes to get everything evened out. Any questions? Of course, you all know you could ask anything. Just trying to work in some of these shapes here. Oh, I got another. Every time I think I'm done with these rocks, another guy pops up. Like, I gotta work with him, huh? I'm not sure if this is reading water here yet, but we'll see what happens, right? Daniel, how's yours looking there? You feeling pretty good, or you feeling kind of lost, huh? Look, you got a little trill of water there. All right. I expect you to do more of the background first. I know. Yeah, we're kind of, yeah, it's true. All right. I hate to disappoint you. I just got carried away in the detail here, didn't I? All right, we'll move up, and maybe by working on some of this background element that will That will make the bottom part pop off, right? Way. All right. Got this big, huge boulder. I think there's gold in that boulder. This tree here. I'm just like using little strokes to get a feel, add detail and texture to this. All right, let's get into this tree here now, huh? When I'm drawing branches, I like to push down, and then as I go away from my, I push down, I pull up. Push down and pull up with my pencil. Yeah, of course I'm drawing digitally, but it is virtually the same effect here. So let's, as we're doing this, let's just look very carefully at this tree here and make sure that we don't make it so even, huh? And we are really working on this idea of tapering. Tapering, it starts bigger, larger at the bottom, and all right. So look at that. That's a nice beginning there. So let's be careful and not mess that up. And I'm looking at these other branches here, and now I'm going to start to draw them just a little bit lighter, because this thing is, I don't know, almost a dead tree, but you want to be careful when you draw these things. You don't want to just rush at them. Okay, now how does this look to me? I want to be careful when I draw these. I'm really squinting here. Just taking the time to carefully observe how this is happening. Just almost like you were drawing a face. That's like, that is how much like focus we want to give this. Okay? This is just as important as drawing a face. And I'm gonna, can't really see in the picture, but I'm gonna pretend like some roots are covering this rock here. Squinting down, squinting with my eyes once again. Gonna take this to another value, deeper. There's quite a bit of a value change here. Need to bring that back there. Keep building up my values. So did everyone have a good Monday? A lot can go wrong real fast, huh? All right, let's see here now. This is gonna, let's look how much lighter now we're getting to the background area there, so let's be careful here. Okay. We got this tree back here, and I'm squinting my eyes, so I want to keep it light. Really keep that atmospheric perspective. Kind of looking at the shape. Hold your pencils lightly. Okay, now I'm squinting down, and look at this area here. Look how much lighter that area is right there. You see that? So let's respect that. So, ooh. There you go. Okay, so this is going to be another tree right here. Preachy Monday. Peachy. Well, good. I'm glad you had a peachy Monday. I had a peachy Monday too. I mean, it was very busy. We got... I used to have to go in the office all the time, but since the COVID hit, they moved our office down south. So I've been working from home, which has some advantages, but you do miss out on the social aspect. Okay, I'm going to squint my eyes here. This whole area, let's just be bold. And this is going to be pretty dark in here, so time to bring in these guys here, huh? And he's kind of, there's an angle to this. If you look closely, I could see like there's kind of an angle here. And then as we get to the edge, it gets a little bit lighter, so I want to be very careful here that I don't make a pattern, even this whole thing out. So I'm constantly being careful here. Now, this is interesting. Man, I don't notice this stuff until I start looking at it. Look at this area. Look at this area in here. It's almost broken down into two values. Do you see that? You see how that's broken down into two values there? So we want to, one way to approach this is to first put the lighter value in, which won't be full dark. Try and keep it nice and even, and then we'll come in with our second value. Okay, let's see how that works. So we're going to come all the way down here like this. Slowly adding here. Okay. All right, now let's just kind of come in here and see if we can get that effect. So we're just going to start looking for shape of this darker value. And you will get lost. It happens. Look at the angle too. The angle of this, I've got to make sure see that angle there? I got to make sure I pick that up, because right now I'm going almost straight up and down. Okay. And then as I get lower, I'm going to start like making these darker areas a little bit larger. It's all about atmospheric perspective. Okay, let's get some darker trees back in the back here. Rocks are in the back here, and you can see that they're definitely smaller. Then you got this. You definitely got one back here like this. Oop, I went way too dark there. Okay, let's see if we could separate. I'm going to see if I'm going to put this on a different layer. I want to show you this. You see right now where this in here, look how that looks very flat because it's all the same value. But look over here. Look at the difference there. You see that? You really have a difference in value. So these are the things I'm personally looking for. And this will create depth if I am careful about that stuff. So let's see what we could do here. All right. Yeah. That's looking a little bit better there, I think. Okay. All right, adding some texture back here with this tree and some, let's go a couple more here maybe, huh? There's this cool one here, looks like it fell. So let's put a little tone there. Definitely this picture turned into be more tone than anything else, huh? I think I'm gonna come in here with a little more line. All right, and get a little dark value there, make that water pop off. Okay. Oh, look at this. This whole area is, this water's all toned back here. You see that? It's almost the same color as the rocks in the area. How's that looking? All right, not too bad, not too shabby. Let's come back over here maybe, and we've got some light tone coming in. Maybe some massive forest. on the right side that's coming in, and I'm just letting the weight. Sometimes you just kind of let the weight of the pencil to do it. You don't even push down on it. I know that when I would use those Crayola pencils, I would do that often. Just let the weight of it. Squint my eyes and definitely get slightly darker value down here. Let's define some tree trunks. Okay, we got a number of them coming in from the side. I think in this drawing, the hardest thing is to make sure that things don't look spaced out or even. There definitely is something very random about everything. Keeping it light in the back. Squint my eyes again, trying to get the right values. Okay. Add a little more detail on this rock here. That guy is almost the... Ooh, look at that. There's some interesting... Look at the shape on the edge of this rock here. This is... Just notice that. Okay. All right, let's see about this water here. What's going on with this water? Let's tone. I'm going with straight lines, surface lines, to really get some of that water to look flat. Right before it goes over the waterfall. Okay. Trying to break down these different tones. Oh, look at this guy. He's really dark. And then this guy is just, we'll add some. Combination of you know, one thing I am doing, and I don't know if you've noticed, but let's just say this is a rock right here. Let's say that's a rock. And we have a tone coming down, okay? And then let's just say we have a secondary tone. Okay, we got that? I am going in slightly and darkening just right where it hits the edge there. Just like what we usually do when you know, if you have a nose, you oftentimes will shadow the underside of the nose, but when it comes up, it you darken it right where it comes into the light, and that's going to cause a lot of volume. So even like, look at let's get a new layer here so I can point it out to you. Look at this rock right there, and look at this one right there. You see that? Right where it is coming up into the lighter area, I'm darkening it just slightly, and that is really causing it to have a lot of volume. Same thing right here. You see that? Let's add it up here as well. Yeah, you see that it just starts to have volume, because even though it may not be in the picture, but it's creating like reflective light. You see that? And we could even do it over here in this area. I'm just gonna darken the edge right there. There you go. And even up here you can do it by just slightly darkening this edge. A little bit of overlap right there. This is like I'm going to add some surface lines to give a sense that this is a bit of a trail coming down. How's that looking? Oh, not too shabby. I tell you, time flies. Okay, let's add some more tone in this massive forest in the background here. Pushing a little bit darker as I get toward the bottom. I'm going to add some shadows of trees in the distance here, making okay. I think all of it is really just making sure your trees in the distance are far more lighter in value, and then just keep adjusting. As I'm getting closer to the edge here, I'm really trying to fill this in with dark value. Look at this now. This is interesting, and I could see it in mine. Look at this. Look at this whole, oh, cancel. Where are we at here? Okay. Let's erase this here, because that was on a different layer, but I want to show you this. Look, what's going on? All right, look at this whole area here. look how similar and dark, similar value that is. And then look over at mine over here. See this? Look at this. Mine is far too contrasty. Okay? So let's try and even that out just a little bit. So I'm just gonna be bold and start to tone this whole area. Oh, it's too dark. I'm going to tone this whole area in here to push it back. All right, how's that look? Well, that looks better. And let's try and darken some more areas here in these rocks. How are you guys doing? Everything doing okay? Yeah? Trying to get more massive shapes back here. All right. What else can we do here? I'm squinting my eyes. This still is pretty bright back here, so we should drop that a level. And I'm going to drop this a level too. Okay, and then this is gonna, right at the base there, I'm gonna add some darker value. So yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to, I think, look pretty nice. Yeah, okay. And look at this. See, I keep seeing small little things here. Let me show you this. Look at this. Let's see here now. Let's clear that. All right. Make sure I'm on the right. All right. Yep. Look at this. Look how dark in value. Look at this whole area. There's not a lot of contrast there. Then you look at my picture, and there's a lot of contrast going on. So let's go into that and adjust that as well. Okay, that looks better. And this guy also needs to drop back. All right. Looks much better now. It's starting to look like water, huh? Well, I think I'm pretty happy. Let's see now. Let me just give a quick look at this from a distance. And I'm just going to drop a tone in on the bottom part of this forest here. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I'm done with mine. How's everyone doing back there? All right. Well, as you could see, this was a really good exercise in values, especially the subtlety of different values, because we're working with atmospheric perspective. And I want to, let me bring up one thing here. I want to show this to you in, did I just lose? Let's see here now. Boom. All right, so let's do this. Let's, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put those together. Duplicate that. And I'm going to turn that one off and turn that one off. Okay, let's look at this. I want to demonstrate this to you real quick before we call it a night. And let's see if I can do it like this. So this is what I mean. And let's go big. There you go. Okay, so the idea is that if you have a mountain in a distance, and then there's another mountain in front of it, and then another mountain in front of that, this is essentially what we're talking about when we discuss atmospheric perspective. The ones in the distance are going to be much lighter than the ones closest. So if you are doing a landscape, and this even happens during the sunny day as well, if you are going to be doing a landscape, you definitely knowing that this exists, you really can create distance just by having the things in the distance get more lighter in value. Okay? So just remember that. Remember atmospheric perspective. And man, I'm glad you guys tuned in tonight, and hope you learned something. Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys post this stuff in Facebook. So I'm Kurt, and I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Monday Night Live. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Good night, everyone.